How about now?
I can't.
Yay.
I'm going to see what happens.
All right, good morning. My name is Rebel, and I'm the Rebel Reseller. And so far, I have Beth with me, and I'm sure Lori and Elizabeth will be here shortly. But good morning, and good morning, Rhonda. Got junk in our trunk.
Oh, wait.
Are you seeing it?
Has she made her junk book video yet?
Is that what they're called?
I can't
Junk.
remember.
What were the junk books called? Junk journals. Rhonda, did you make your video yet for junk journals? Robert's very interested in that.
So I can see the comments. I can't comment.
I wonder why, Robert. Why can't she comment?
She runs her mouth too much.
Did you hear him?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's figuring it out.
I don't need him to figure it out.
He is such.
He's naughty.
He's very.
He's
and
not
it's all day. I stay like this because I just laugh at him most of the day.
Mike. Good morning, Katrina.
Good morning,
Sarah.
Katrina.
Who's ever unique? What's your name?
I can't remember. Not Beth.
Heather.
Heather. Oh,
I think it's Heather.
Robert. Look at Robert.
I know. He's better with names than me.
Oh.
And I think, Katrina, you're scheduled for next week, correct? I think that's what I put in my notes. Katrina, and then hopefully I've got Cheryl. Yeah, the other Cheryl.
Good morning, Shannon. And Kim.
Good morning, Shannon. Shannon with all my wonderful gifts. No junk journal is upcoming. Oh, Anna Lee. Oh, I'll have to watch that. Anna Lee is one of those things. I don't know how to clean them.
You can't really.
I know. And they don't move very quickly, even though they seem to be so popular. But
hi.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let me turn up my volume so I can hear everybody. There we go. That doesn't turn me up. That just turns it up so I can hear you guys.
I know mine is at like 100% just to be able to hear us. I'm not quite sure why my computer's that way. Razor. Okay.
Oh, I don't remember.
We're trying to remember names.
We are. Do you have a first name?
Yep.
Who are you trying to remember? Razor is Ray.
Ray. Okay. See,
Ray.
Between all the four of us so far, we've got them figured out. Yes.
What's Katrina?
And Robert.
Katrina is Katrina.
Yeah.
Robert.
Yeah.
Huh.
Beth and I have stories to tell today about our Monday, which made me think of, and you probably know this book by Judith Viorst, that Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. We had awful Mondays in tandem.
When my husband came home, I said, I had a no good, terrible, very bad day.
I love that when my kids were little. Yeah, it was just one thing after another. And then I've got another item not received this morning. So I'm just covered with issues.
I had a fantastic Monday, and I almost texted you and Lori, but then I waited till 10 o'clock at night, and I was like, no, I'm not going to send a text that late.
Rebel will be asleep.
Yeah. But, I never know who doesn't turn their phone off or anything. Right. And so just like calling somebody on the phone, I don't like to send a text message after a certain time unless I know that they're, up and
one of my sons will text me like after he's left the bar. So I get a drunk text at 1:30 in the morning. And it's not like important. It's not like he's hurt or this or that. He'll be like, you're never going to believe who I saw at the bar tonight. But when my phone's going off at 1:30, I'm like, oh no.
Right.
Who's in the house? Instead, I'm like, I don't need to hear your bar stories at 1:30 in the morning because I'm asleep.
I turn all notifications off, but everybody knows if they need to get a hold of me, because Mr. Night Owl over here is up till 1 or 2 anyway, but he leaves his phone so that he at least gets the vibration.
Right.
And he wears his watch. I can't even wear my watch at night.
We're the opposite. We're the opposite. My husband would sleep through a fire, tornado, hurricane, and instead somebody tiptoes up the stairs, and I'm like, whoa, who's here?
Yeah. I'm a pretty light sleeper, and I leave my phone on. The only time I put my phone on do not disturb is during church and when I'm filming a video. Because invariably I'll start filming a video and, Katie will be calling. I usually try to tell her, I'm like, okay, I'm going to be filming a video at this time. So, if I don't answer, that's what's going on. But sometimes, like for Sunday at church, I will notoriously forget to take it back off. Do not disturb. Right. So like Sunday afternoon, she'll be at church. I mean, not at church, but at work. And she's like calling me, answer your phone. I'm like, oh, sorry. Or even the next day, I still have it on do not disturb from church.
My kids are that way. They can sleep through anything, which is why we put the Google dots or whatever they're called in every single room so that from our phones, because they won't answer their phone, but I can keep going, broadcast. And then I'm like, pick up your phone and call me now. Pick up your phone. And I'll just scream it. And then eventually somebody has to hear me. But yeah, I don't understand how they can sleep through anything. All you have to do is look at me and I'm awake.
Well, we had a funny, so my husband works for a large insurance company, and they used to do like summer events, but since COVID, all of those things have stopped. So they're doing these virtual events. And one of them was a wine tasting. My husband doesn't drink wine, but I do. And so they send you wine in the mail, and then you can log in and meet with a sommelier, if I said that correctly, and, drink the wine and talk about it. Well, we're not going to do the logging in part. We're just going to do the drinking of the wine part. So somebody had to be 21 to sign for it, but nobody was home yesterday. So the FedEx guy rings the doorbell, and we have a Ring doorbell. So it went to my husband at work, and my husband can see the FedEx guy at the door, and the guy is like, but he doesn't know nobody's home. And my husband says, I need somebody 21 to sign for this package. My husband says, he's 25 miles away talking through the doorbell to this guy. And my husband says, well, nobody's home today. And so the guy says to my husband, well, if you give me permission, I can just leave the package.
Wow.
There you go.
And I thought, wow. I mean, I know we're slow to adopt technology in our house, but I'm like, wow, what a wonderful world we live in.
Right? Yeah, I think these days, all you have to do is, even the FedEx and stuff, they don't want you to sign. Even if you're in present, they'll sign for you, but they don't want you even touching their pen.
Right. But it was alcohol, so it was different. But oh my goodness, I just thought that was hysterical.
That's good, though. At least you didn't have to go get it.
Oh gosh, I don't even know. I don't even know where it would. It's so far. Did you put your store on vacation yet, or had you decided? I did it right after the live, and because I had 2 sales this morning, both of whom were offers, and I sent them both messages and said, hey, could you please pay today, and I'll get this in the mail. So as soon as the live is over, I'm going to put my store on time away. Hopefully anybody who buys today would still pay today. We're not actually leaving till Friday morning at like 5 a.m.
Yeah. I, like a dummy, took 5 offers this morning and realized my store's not on vacation. I'm going to have to deal with this. But I may end up just packing stuff. If they ignore me, well, see, I just got a message from one of them saying they're going to pay right now, which is perfect. But yeah, we're leaving tomorrow morning as soon as I can get somebody up and going, because I can be up and out the door in 20 minutes.
Me too. No, huh?
No. I need to give him at least an hour just to wake.
I have decided that there's a few dead spots. Our trip is about 11 hours. And I have decided there are a few dead spots where I get no reception. But other than that, I've decided that I'm going to use that time to cross list to Macari.
I've done that. I use the hotspot on my phone.
Yeah.
And just I sit there while he's driving, and I'm going to be doing the exact same thing. But make sure when you put your store on vacation that you go to that screen and end all of your offers that you've sent. Like if you've been doing these watch offers,
oh right,
go in, end all of them, and then relist them like you do the normal way, the sell similar. Right. Because if it's an active offer, if they buy, you're under the old.
Right.
So I do that every single time, in which I had like 87 of them this morning because I don't know how long those offers last.
I thought it was 48 hours.
I think it's 48. So sadly, I am not going to travel. I won't be able to meet you guys. I won't be able to go to Texas or Oklahoma or anything. It just didn't work out. I didn't. If my uncle's funeral had been earlier this week, like yesterday or day before, I would have gone for my brother's birthday and uncle's funeral, and then come back through and met you guys. But my uncle's funeral is not going to be till next week, and it was just I couldn't. My car's not dependable. I was like, I just can't, and it's not a good time for my business. I'm finally getting my momentum going with my business, and it's just not a good time to go anywhere, and we don't really have the extra money to make a trip. I need to put some money towards a new car or a different car.
Well, I've got to start saving up too. We need, when I went to South Carolina to pick up all that plush, it was 95 degrees. Robert was going a little over the speed limit, pulling a trailer, and our transmission, and in the mountains. I mean, it was constant, up and down, up and down. Our transmission overheated twice. Now, our vehicle's not old. It's a 2018. But it was just the perfect storm.
Right.
And it's actually in the shop right now. They said there's nothing wrong. They're going to go ahead and change the transmission fluid for us. But that just made me realize we need a truck, not pulling it with the Honda Pilot.
Or a new Robert, one or the other.
Yeah. No, I'll keep Robert, even though he harasses me a lot. Good morning, Cher. That's Grinning Grandma.
So Lori has a question, which is a great one, Rebel.
Yes. And the way you do that is first go into your listings, that drop down, and go into your, let me see if I can do it that way. No. What I normally do is go into your listings eligible to send offers because I always have something there. And then when you look at the tabs where it says quick filters, it'll say item specific recommendations. I have 1,100. Promoted listings. But if you get to the one where it says best offers sent, like I don't have any right now because I'm not going to be sending any, but there'll be one that says best offers sent. Click on that and then do what you normally do, edit all of them, go into the end listing, then go to your unsolds and then do sell similar and get them all relisted. And that way no offers can come through on them.
So. And I can see that in the seller hub.
You have start in the seller hub and then go. There's probably a better way, but that's how I always get to it.
Yeah.
You know what? I bet you if you go to active. Yes. If you go to active, just go to your normal screen where you go to your active listings. It's one of the quick filters for you. And then just end them all. Make sure your store is already on vacation before you do all this.
Right.
Because otherwise you're back to, your normal settings. Or I guess you could do it and then set your vacation. So
I'm trying to see if I can even see it on my phone.
oh, I can't do anything like that on my phone. I don't know how to do that. Everything.
And the answer is no.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I finally figured out you could send offers on your phone.
oh yeah.
I never go to that one screen where you click on selling and then it's that other screen. I never go there.
Oh, I live on that screen. I open it up all the time.
Not
I
me.
like to send offers better through the computer because when I send offers, I like to just send like 5%. And you can't do that through your phone. Through your phone, you have to
you
send
put in $1.
a number. So you have to say like $11 or whatever. And I can go in and I can click them all and send 5%. And you can't do that on your phone.
I wondered how people were doing percentages because I always just see how you put in the dollar amount. So it's on the computer. Okay. Well, it's good to know.
Yeah. I go in and check my manage offers section just to see, make sure I'm not, if I've sent out a $12 offer for whatever reason, I don't want to send my next offer be $13. So I try to go in there and check on a lot of them. If I know that I've sent offers recently, make sure that I don't, because I've had that message where, how come you send me a $9 and whatever, because it was a percent. And then the next time I send them a $10 offer.
Right.
No, I don't want that confusion.
It's also confusing because if you do the thing where you have one sale on the weekend and one during the week. So the prices are different on the items. So if you send another 5% offer, it's not going to be the same because your sale is different.
All right. I'm getting ready to click Lori in. Today's her birthday.
Oh.
So here we go. Happy birthday.
It's Marianne from Gilligan's Island.
From a real island.
I love it.
Tried to be a girl today, guys. It's not going to work. I'll probably make it halfway through.
It's adorable.
It just keeps going up. I just sometimes I need to get some clothes on and instead of a pair of black tights and a black tank top, right?
Well, Lori Rebel texted me and said, I think it was Cheryl who was supposed to be on today. And she was like, short notice, but can you be on today? And I was like, yeah, but I need a shower. Because when you have curly hair like this, I already look like an alpaca. But when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, So I'm like, yeah.
I get it.
I got a haircut yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
But you can't tell.
Yes, you can.
Not really. I'm going to be all purdied up this weekend, though, except I don't wear makeup. But
what do you
Lori, can you see the chat?
What was that?
Everybody sending you happy birthdays, Miss Lori.
Thank you so much, guys. I got to look at the chat here. I got to find it.
Oh, thanks.
I'm on my iPad.
I'm not as cute as an alpaca.
This lovely new computer that I bought that likes to restart every time I go to get on StreamYard. Every time. Okay.
They're having a hard time hearing you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're kind of low volume, Lori.
How's that?
She says she's on her iPad. That might be why.
Better.
Is it better?
Yeah, better.
Yep. Okay.
You 29 now, Lori?
Do you hear my air conditioning blowing?
No, because I hear my fan from my computer right here blowing.
I hear my washing machine.
It's right in front of me. What were you saying, Beth?
I hear my washing machine.
Oh. So.
Oh, I got my shoes, Lori. I have them on. They're very comfortable. Thank you very much. Are you hearing me or did you stall out? She's got that awkward face.
Oh,
oh yeah, I think she froze up.
It could be way worse.
Yeah.
I think she's frozen.
I think when YouTube puts my thumbnail out there, it's always there you are.
Don't freeze on that face.
My thumbnail is always me like this and somebody else, doing something.
I know, we got to make our thumbnail poses.
I know.
But everybody looks like that. Everybody. So I'll tell you guys, there's kind of a funny little story. So I stopped going to most thrift stores just because they're ridiculously priced. But I was out yesterday. For those of you in Rebels group, you know that I was consulting with a woman to teach her how to eBay. She was great, by the way, and she brought up payment and immediately paid me. She was awesome. But I was in Savers, and I used to source there all the time. And somebody came up, one of the employees came up to me and he said, "I keep looking for you on YouTube." And I said, "Yeah, I don't do YouTube." And he goes, "You know, there's this woman who does a lot of videos. She's from Pennsylvania, and she's obnoxious." And he's going on. And finally, I'm like, "Do you mean the crazy lamp lady?" And he was like, "Yes." And I was like, I said, "She's wonderful. She's really like, she inspired me in the beginning." Well, she couldn't sell anything, you know, ice cubes to an Eskimo, but it was just really funny that he thought that I could be like the crazy lamp lady. I was like, "Well, thank you so much."
She's got crazy memberships.
She does.
Subscriptions.
She works super hard. I admire her, but I thought that was really
she's one that was able to keep the original eBay like sales, you know, system. You know what I mean? Like, because back in the day, we didn't put anything on Buy It Now. It was all auction, you know?
Right.
And so she is one that it could still do that. Put a dollar auction on and make some
She's
dough.
moved away from that. She's doing a whole lot more Buy It Nows.
She said since she had the baby, well, they lost almost all their employees. So, and then she had a baby. And so they're doing a lot more Buy It Now, and she's doing fewer. You know, she makes most of her income from YouTube.
Lori, did you see the note about flipping your iPad?
No,
that might help you with your volume.
Nope, I didn't see it. What is it now?
What does it say, Robert? I can't see.
Let me go back.
It says, "Can you flip your iPad so the mic is at the top of if it isn't?"
Nope, it's so it's my mic is at the bottom, and I have my iPad in a what do you call it? In a
charger.
It's like on a dock where there's a keypad.
Right.
It's a keypad, so it like folds down, you know.
Okay, I can hear you fine, but
I can't.
Well, I'll tell you what, I can get louder. If anybody wants to know, this is whispering. But if you guys can't hear me in the chat, if it's I'll go get my headphones, and that'll work. Actually, I'm gonna do this now.
You're good now, Lori.
I'll be right back.
Well, Rebel, maybe so that the show doesn't get, you know, depressing later, we should talk about our terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day.
Yes, you start, because I think yours was worse than mine.
Mine was crazy. So on Sunday night, or on Sunday, I listed this Webkins with a code, and it's very rare. And I listed it for $100, which I know is a crazy amount of money. And I put it on both Mercari and eBay. And I started getting these messages from this woman on Mercari asking me to check the code. Was I sure that it was sealed? But she was like, "You can just open it." And I'm like, "No, I can't. It's sealed."
Kind of ruins the seal part.
The messages went on and on and on and on and on. And finally I said, "You know, very politely, I just don't think this is for you." And then she was like, "I've been scammed by people like you before." But so no problem. I just blocked her. You know, no big deal.
Right.
I wake up in the morning and she's doing it to me on eBay. So she has now followed me across platforms and is accusing me of being a scammer. So then she said she was going to report me to eBay. So I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to report you first." So I called eBay and I blocked her, and I called eBay, and they said they were going to, quote, sanction her, or, you know, whatever that means. And I took my listing down for now because I just didn't have time to deal with that baloney. And it was really like it was using up all my time because she wouldn't stop messaging me. So
Can they
that
still message you if you have them blocked?
I do now.
Oh, okay. But I think if they have anything, if they like one of your, or if they buy something from you, or you have any kind of communication with them before you block them,
Yes.
I believe they still have, they can keep on.
Supposedly, eBay told her they're going to block her
Right.
from communicating with her.
So
But
she's
does anybody really know if that ribbon is through the Webkins code and the envelope is sealed? It's
Right.
not been used, and you cannot test them. I do not think you can. I don't think you can test because once you put that code in the system, it's used.
It's live, yeah.
I think she's trying to get me to use the code so that I no longer have this item with a sealed code.
Because she sells Webkins
Sells
too,
Web-
you said.
So
my family, I haven't been on Webkins in a long time, but all four of us, even my husband, all have Webkins accounts. We have a collection of Webkins. I've played it. I used to play it every day. I love Webkins. Rebel is right. If you put in the code, it's adopted. And I because I like to keep tags with things, all of my adopted ones, I put the code back in the package and thread it back through and put it back on the thing. So I think most of mine look like they haven't been used. And I think it is possible to put it back on and look like it hasn't been used. They don't really seal. They are just tied with a string. So
well,
I think it
kind of scary
really,
though. Then
really hard to put them back together.
Okay.
And I mean, it would be really hard to know for absolute sure if it has not been used.
Thank you.
And I think the Hustle couple had this happen to them at Christmas time. I thought I heard Amy talk about it where they got a nasty message from a parent saying they ruined their child's Christmas because
I remember
the code was used. But I always thought if it was still attached,
well,
the flush,
there is a plastic tab that goes through it, and mine is missing. It is. So I took the listing down for now. I'm going to reword it to say that, you know, the code is there. I do not know if it's been used. That the plastic tab that goes through it is missing. But, and you know what? Here's the thing. I wouldn't have minded anybody commenting, you know, sending me a message to say that, like, hey, FYI, in case you didn't know, I zoomed in on your photos and it looks like your code may not be sealed because it's missing this. I have no problem with that. But this was like, she was calling me names and the messages were like, they were like novels, you know, they were just like these ridiculous things.
So weird.
So then
so weird.
Rebel texted me at some point during the day because she was having an issue. And then I look and I have negative feedback. Now, some of you might
this lady.
During the live a few weeks ago, I sold 2 dishes for $12. $12, people. But the shipping was $25. And then she asked me to cancel the order. And I said, I can't because they've been shipped. And then she got really argumentative with me because she didn't understand time zones. And that because it was 5:30 in the morning her time, it wasn't 5:30 in the morning my time. And then she said, I'm just going to do a return to sender. So I didn't argue with her because that meant I have free returns. That meant I'm not paying for the return. Now, that doesn't protect her at all, but I didn't argue. So a week later, I got the package back. It was destroyed. And I am such an amazing packer that the plates were fine. The box fell apart, but the plates were fine. And I told her, that's fine. I will refund your purchase price, but not your shipping. Because I've already spent the shipping, you know? So I got it back. I immediately, like within an hour, went on to, now she doesn't even know I got it back because remember, there's no tracking because she just did return to sender. And I refunded her $12 whole. Then a week goes by and I get this negative feedback saying what a horrible person I am because I didn't refund her very expensive shipping and she didn't want these plates. So I was upset because I do have one negative feedback that eBay wouldn't remove. So I called eBay again. Now, I've never called eBay in 22 years. And this is my second call that day. Oh, no.
Not me. I'm like, hello, hi, eBay. Let's talk.
Rebel told me how to do the automatic feedback removal thing. I tried that through the bot. I got denied. So I called, had a very nice woman. And she was like, well, we'll get back to you. And I'm like, that's not good enough. I'm going away and I need to know. The second person, we got disconnected. I called a third person and I told him exactly what I just told all of you. And he said, wait a minute. She sent this back to you, just returned to sender, and you refunded her? And I was like, yes. He said, you didn't have to do that. And I said, I know, but you know, it was the ethical thing to do. He said, don't you worry about it. This, I can guarantee you your negative feedback. And I'm like, can I get that in writing? And so literally, yeah, that's me. Can I get that in writing? I don't believe anything. And a couple hours later, I got a very nice message from eBay. And the feedback was gone. It was gone that day. And she's blocked.
I love that.
She's blocked. But it was just a long, I spent like 3 hours dealing with this, which was all time that I wasn't working. You know what I mean? So
that's why people will just kind of, it's like you got to pick your battles and weigh your options. Is it worth the call? Is it not worth the call? I let them add up.
I want to
let them add up and I hit them all with like 4 at one time.
Right.
Boom, 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 boom.
Since you brought up return to sender, I actually had a shipping situation this morning or last night and this morning. And so my situation is different because I made a mistake, but I'm just wondering what y'all's opinion is on it. So I sold 2 different DVD sets yesterday. I thought I had accidentally sent one to the wrong person and that they were completely switched. But thankfully I picked one up that neither person ordered, sent it yesterday, and then I realized like late last night, oh my goodness, I sent them this and they ordered this. So first thing I did was the one I accidentally sent to the wrong person, I went and took that listing down so that way nobody buys that one. I got that done. So then I messaged them and I said, I sent you the wrong thing. This is what the package looks like. And it's just a DVD set I didn't hardly pay much for. And I told them, I said, just refuse it. Just put return to sender and don't even open it because then I don't think it'll cost you anything. And then I'll send you the right one this morning. And this is what it's packaged in. I packaged them in 2 different colors of a thing. And on the correct one, I wrote the name of the DVD. That way, in case they come on the same day, you'll know which one is the right one, And so he said, okay, so I'll just refuse the first one. And I said, yes. And I told him what color the new one's in because I got the message back this morning. So when I'm at the post office, I asked the guy at the I was going to call him a teller. The guy at the counter. I said, was that okay for me just to tell him to return to sender? And he said, it depends on what it is. He said, because I did not send it media mail. He had asked me to send it first class, which I did, because there's just a few cents difference. And I think what he was saying, he said if it was sent ground, they would have to pay to ship it back, which would that be media mail as well? I'm not sure. But he said if it has the F on it for first class, you can just return to sender and send it back to you. So now what is the downfall of doing that? It's not tracked. Is that what you're saying?
It's not tracked.
Okay.
Right. It's not tracked. There's no, in your case, it doesn't really matter. You're talking about something cheap. If you never got it back or it got destroyed, you wouldn't really care.
Right.
But if it was something that was worth a lot of money and somebody does return to sender, it can be tracked because it will get back into the system, but it's not, you would have to contact the post. You would have to contact USPS. It's not just going to show up in your eBay listing tracking. So if it was something expensive, you would not want to do return to sender.
Right. And personally, and I had this exact same situation this week. I sent the wrong plush. One of my issues, they ordered an orange tabby cat Aurora. I had 2 of them in that bin, and I just grabbed the first one and sent it. I told them to keep it, and I'm sending them the correct one, which it went out yesterday. I've not had any responses. I was hoping they would close that return because there's no way to respond to this message. I have to keep sending her messages, which could be going into spam. I don't know. But when you look at these item not as described, there's no place for me to respond to it. It's refund. That's the only button it will let me click. Well, I'm not going to give her a refund because I'm sending her the correct one. But that might have been something that you could have said, just go ahead and keep this, especially if it wasn't a whole lot of money anyway. And that might soothe them from having to wait a few more days for the correct item.
Right.
Just
it could very well arrive on the same day because it was just like I sent the one late yesterday and then I already went to the post office this morning and mailed it. So one's going to be right behind the other. And it just was sold yesterday. So I was already shipping early. So they still will not have, they shouldn't have any problem with the shipping time. And I was just trying to think of how to make this as easy on them as possible. Just write on it, return to sender, and then the next one will be correct and it'll still be early. So I think it'll all be good. But like you said, Beth, I hadn't thought about whether it was tracked or not, but it's an item I paid a couple dollars for and, I sold it for like 10. So, it's not that big a deal in the big scheme of things.
I should add that if it had been media mail and somebody did return to sender, you would have to pay to get it back. So it would be held at your post office, and then you would be charged to pick it up. And I know that because Kevin Commonwealth Picker has had that happen to him on more than one occasion. So anything else, it's fine, but media mail, you would have to pay to get it back. And so like what Rebel just said, is it worth it for you to pay to have to get it back if it was only worth, $10 or something like that?
Right. So. I had the opposite effect. I got a neutral feedback. I sold a Fry Daddy, but it did not come with the basket or accessories. Sold it once, and they caught it before I shipped it that it didn't have that. So I made sure I went back into the listing and said, there's nothing included with this. But, you can just use a little wire hand dip thing. It's not a biggie. Well, this one left me a neutral feedback saying, where's the scoop? Well, do you see? My thought was, do you see it in the picture? Because if you don't see it, it ain't there. So I did the automatic feedback. If you go on your screen, just for those of you who didn't know this, if you go to your Seller Hub, there is a Seller Help button all the way on the right side of your screen. And you can do certain things. Like if you're a new reseller and you want to see if you can get your selling limits increased, you can do that there. If you've received defects for no fault of your own or that are in error, you can request that. But you can also request to have feedback removed. And I just basically stated it automatically pulls up any that they know that you have an issue with. And I just wrote, nowhere in this listing did it say that there was a scoop included. And it was gone within 10 minutes. I got a message saying, congrats, we've removed this. They called it negative feedback, but it was really only neutral. But that was like number 2 for me. And then I've got a person who, and I talked about this, I think in another live, somebody who's using a freight forwarder. It's saying delivered to the freight forwarder, but they're saying it's not. I had another one that was through the standard delivery that eBay's requiring that we send stuff to Australia. And she's saying it's showing delivered, but it's not. And then I had a return of a pair of jeans for doesn't fit. And she sent me the wrong pair of jeans back.
Not so.
And my first time that's happened. And when I contact her, I'm like, I'm not sure if you've got me confused with another person, but you sent me these. And I gave her, and it was in somebody else's inventory bag. You know, they had an inventory system and it had a sticker
Right.
on the bag. I said, I think you sent me the wrong pants back. And she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I think I did. At least she admitted it.
Yeah.
Right.
But then it's like, now what? It's showing delivered back to me, and I keep getting these messages. You need to refund. You need to refund. So I called eBay, and they put a 10-day hold on it. Then my thought, you know, every time you get eBay involved in something, your account just kind of just goes.
Yep.
Because I don't know what's going to happen now because they've got this hold on my account for that says she's got 10 days to return it to me, but there's no way for me to, you know, say I receive it.
Right.
I'm going to have to call them again, I guess.
Well, won't they provide her with a shipping label?
I hope not, because I already paid for one return. I hope she has to ship it to me herself. Yeah.
She returned the wrong thing, so now there is no.
And then what do I do with these pair of pants? They're not mine, but I ain't paying to send it back to her.
Right.
No, they were the exact same brand, just a different size. She ordered like a 10 petite and she sent me back. I think she was multi-shopping, trying to see what kind of pair of jeans fit her.
Can you ask who she returned the other ones to, and then you could just
I don't know.
I'll
just send
them. Yeah, that's a good idea. just send them.
It's the same value, right?
Yeah, it's the same value.
Or just get in touch with that seller and see, hey, do you want to just keep mine and I'll keep yours and we'll relist. We'll just do a new listing. That'd be
But now
cheaper
I've got eBay involved. I wished I had thought of this ahead of time and thought, don't get eBay involved in this.
Right.
But
did she keep the other pants?
She kept mine. I don't know. I don't know what she's done with those other pair of pants.
They fit her.
Probably.
Those are the ones that fit her.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe she didn't realize I was going to actually compare the tags when I got my item back. And
well, I would like to know if she ships them back.
That's right, Ray. Good. So Ray has a good comment. I don't sell on Poshmark, but this is why I don't like selling clothes. And so Ray says, well, that's why she likes Poshmark, because they throw free shipping labels around like no tomorrow.
Well, and like Lori told me, I had somebody who said that doesn't fit and they wanted return. And that's all on Poshmark. And they didn't. They declined their return. They ended up, what do they call it when they reposh it? I got a message saying that she had reposhed my item.
Oh, darling.
I love that. Poshmark,
yeah, no, I really like that. You know, even if somebody messages me and says that they, you know, it doesn't fit and they're nice about it, I'll get Posh involved and have them send it back. But if they're a jerk and I'm like, well, sorry, can't return for fit.
They don't ever contact me. They just start a case or something, whatever it is you do on
Right. I have one going on right now where I sold $125 purse and a pair of shoes. And guess what? Can't find the shoes.
Oh, no.
Oh.
It's the last part of this, guys. I'm 120 away from all my eBay and then away from getting everything in a catalog. So I was really trying not to shut Poshmark down until the very last second, you know, because I do make sales on there. And so I told the girl, I said, listen, I'm going to cancel the order. I'll relist the purse for you. I'll put you in the listing, you know, your name. She messaged me back, well, why don't you get Poshmark involved and ask them? I'm like, okay, here we go. So I don't know what they're going to say. I mean, I don't, part of the bundle isn't there. I feel like a dipshit. What can we do about it? You know, like I told her, short of sending her cash, there's really nothing I could do to refund her for the shoes. So that's why I said, I'll just cancel the order. Right.
Yeah.
And then get one for her purse. But no, she wanted to get Poshmark involved on this. So now I have this.
To what end though?
It's like, what did they, I don't know. Maybe she's not a seller and she's just protecting her, you know, maybe she thinks I'm trying to scam her. Who knows? I'm waiting on my 24-hour. We'll get back to you when we feel like it. Email.
Yeah.
But I don't know how that one's going to work out. I hate to lose that sale. It was I think it was like 160 altogether. So yeah, sites, huh? Keep
And when
your
you get it
crap
all
together,
sorted
Lori.
out, you'll find the purse.
Oh, let me tell you, Lizzie, I am so stinking happy with eBay right now. Like, just because when I sell something, I know it's right where it's at and everything. It looks so
Great.
good. It looks so good. So happy. Got a whole bunch of new stuff ready to rock and roll, but I won't put anything new on until, well, I take that back. I went to an estate sale. They had one down
Yay.
here. I didn't get much, but I got some Pandora bracelets with a whole bunch of beads on it for $15. So I listed those right away. They're like, $20 to $40 a pop for the beads. And then I got these two humdingers.
Ooh.
I know, right? Where's my camera on this?
Oh, those are nice Irish fisherman sweaters.
Yes, this one and then this one, and they're vintage. So I'm really excited about these.
Just what
These
you
will
need
fly.
where you are too.
Totally. You should have seen me in line. You should have seen me in line paying for stuff. Of course, I have box. Oh, and I got more doll furniture. You guys are gonna love this. But yeah, I'm standing there just sweating like, oh, it was terrible. It was so terrible.
Like, how did those end up in Florida? Like, I'm moving to Florida. I'm going to take my Irish fisherman sweater.
I took all my stuff when I moved down here. Believe it or not, I've since sold it, but I did. I brought a lot of stuff down here. Those are older too, and they are fishing sweaters, so they might,
Yeah.
might be from a northerner. But look at this stuff. Let me just pull open a little bit here.
Did you ever list that other dollhouse furniture?
I did not.
Just saying.
Oh, Lori,
I absolutely did not. I forgot. Okay, so it's Renwall.
Renwall.
Yes.
Look at this little tiny baby.
Yep.
Oh,
Ooh,
wow.
excellent. Now you know I gotta
guys,
go
hold
peek.
on. Look at this.
Oh,
Oh my. And how much did you pay?
20 buckaroos.
Yay.
So I'm hoping now. My question, you guys, is I want to take this apart and look at, because I don't know what's in here. I just opened a couple and grabbed it because it was 300 degrees and it has holding sweaters. Ooh, this one looks cool. What do you? I mean, I'm gonna open it and see what's in here. But how would you suggest to sell this stuff?
I say
Put it in like lots, maybe.
I think so. By room.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Cute. Is that a high chair?
Yes.
And I would
So it's
go
all that
high.
plastic stuff. Oh, it's a potty chair.
Yep.
Oh,
'Cause it doesn't look like auctions do very well.
right.
it's like a potty chair that you can eat off of.
But they're
Yeah, right.
yours are
Because it's-
plastic, Lori.
Double duty.
Yeah.
Double duty. Oh, I cracked myself up. Sorry.
She said duty.
It depends on colors too.
Sorry, Rebel. We're done being teenagers now. Teenage boys.
We're not done
Ever.
yet.
There's some that are separated by color.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. But
Yeah, I
they're-
did look it up and I didn't see the color. I didn't notice that. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Lori, I just bought a giant thing of vintage dollhouse furniture. And I'm just struggling with it. So it's just going to sit in a box for a while.
Oh, this stuff is going to get listed. The other stuff is so old. It's a fireplace. The other stuff is so old that I'm afraid to really do anything but list it in that whole entire lot and just let it go.
Yeah.
So I started taking photos of it and then I'm like, you know what? No, we're just going to put this all together. And then I come across a lot of that stuff too, here and there. And I was thinking, well, maybe I could find some dolls. Maybe I could find something and just slap it in a lot and make
I
it
have to
worth
get the
it.
Christmas tree so I can show you guys.
Somebody sold just one of those pink chairs, the potty chairs, for $10.
See, and that's what I was looking at. And then I also the babies seem to go for a good buck too.
Yeah, somebody sold a pink
This
bathroom
is another
set.
little rocking chair.
Those
Look
are
at-
Oh wow.
adorable.
Look at my little
Oh,
that's
Oh, nice.
aluminum.
Nice. Fine.
but I can't test it. You know what I mean? Because I don't have a dollhouse. And it has this.
That
cord.
is so cute.
Isn't that the cutest thing you've ever seen?
Yes, I
Yep.
love that.
And
I gotta go refill my coffee.
a bear.
A bear rug.
A bear skin rug.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Oh, that's cute.
I see you separating your stuff out right now, Miss Lori.
Yes.
So I'm
So
saying separate it out and see what kind of rooms you have.
right.
Or
Okay.
colors.
Look at that.
And it's got the handmade bedding and stuff.
Look at us, Lori.
All right.
That's good. I'm going to try see if I can find that fireplace.
The polar bear rug.
Uh-huh. Yeah, here's the fireplace. It looks like,
I'll be
Yeah,
a
look-
son of a turd. This is broken.
oh, I would get some super glue and then just.
I got it right here.
Yep.
I
Spray it.
don't have that
Yep.
same fireplace for it. I got these little teeny weeny.
Oh,
Spices.
I love dollhouse stuff. That is so
Oh.
cute. Okay, well, that's all I got at my estate sale, guys. That was it.
I'm looking.
There was a lot of like fishing gear, fishing stuff, and just a bunch of stuff I could flip, but nothing I was interested in. They had a lot of Christmas ornaments, and I really wanted to get into them, but people were just like, I don't know, they were like cutting each other to get in the boxes, and it was just too much. She was charging $10 an ornament too, so I was like, meh.
Ooh.
Yeah, there were the good ones though. What are they? What's his name?
Christopher Radko.
Yes.
But
So I mean, I probably could have bought a few and really came up, but it was so close quarters. Like
Yeah.
she only has her sales for 3 hours. That's it. Friday and Saturdays for 3 hours. Like that's all the neighborhoods will allow here too.
Oh.
But
That's
yeah,
terrible.
so I was just in. And like I said, there was a lot of this, so that's why I picked it up. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, worst case Ontario, guys, we will just sell it in a lot and make $40. But
Oh,
but
no.
it looked good when I got it, or
No,
when I
it's
started
great.
looking it up.
That's good. Yep. I would just divvy it out by rooms. And I
Yep.
don't know, $25, $50.
This is
For
Mark's,
each one.
right?
Is it marked Renwall?
This is Mark's.
Oh, Mark's. I don't know.
The other stuff is marked. The other stuff is marked Renwall, but that particular piece is Mark's, which I know they make like little guys, action figures. What are they?
Mhm.
Army guys, right?
Yep.
My,
But
almost
Mark's has
all
a
of
whole
mine says made in Germany.
Mark's has a whole series of dollhouse stuff too. And there's like a company called Plasco and
Shut
some
up.
of the others.
Shut up. Shut up. Look at this.
Okay.
Sorry, Rebel. Look at it's the pottying baby.
Oh my goodness.
It's just gotta fit in there.
I got a gnat.
Now you just need to give him some food.
Oh my word, guys.
Eat on the potty.
Right.
It's the pottying baby. This has got to be
No
worth
breaking
something.
in your excitement.
I know.
Look at his little bum.
Oh my goodness.
I would separate the Renwalls from the Marks though.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm looking up that one too now.
My dollhouse furniture is just going to have to wait for a little while because I just listed one. I had a wooden bathroom set and I listed that. It's not in great shape, but I listed it. And then the other ones I have are all porcelain. I have two. Oh, hi, sweetie.
I didn't find any dollhouse stuff this year. None. I always find dollhouse stuff. Nothing.
Well, except for the Loving Family dollhouse.
yeah,
stuff.
but I haven't even found a whole lot of that. Not this summer. I did last
So
year.
I
bought
know
several.
these guys, these dolls that have the moving joints, the plastic ones that move, I know
Right.
those ones are something
Yep, they've got the strings or the rubber bands usually.
with her little dress.
Cute.
Yep, you're
A
gonna
terrible
do well with that.
cradle cap. Is that what you call that?
Oh,
What is it when the hair's all rubbed
Yeah.
off around their poor babies?
Do those have
Bad
a
hand.
brand? Are they like
They
super?
do. These so that other little baby I looked at was Renwald. This one
Oh, that's right. You said that.
Katrina, you're so
is
good about that. You're so good. Oh, we have somebody, Lorene. Hi, Lorene. Didn't see you in the chat. Sorry about that. And
made
Yeah.
in Hong Kong.
there you go.
Lorene said there was a Mark's Kitchen set that sold recently for $100.
I'll take it.
She sold it. She said,
Oh, she sold it.
"Yeah,
Oh, I didn't read
awesome.
the whole thing correctly. Very
Nice.
nice.
Okay.
That's
And
wonderful.
oh, I got these guys too. I forgot to show you real quick before my ADD gets the best of me. Whole
What
bunch
are
of little
those?
little bags, like little
Oh,
Clutches.
what you call it, clutches. Yes, is this one. How does this open? Does it open? Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's
surely
really
it opens
weird. Oh,
somewhere.
it's right here. Cheapers. It's upside down. Come on. But look, isn't this great?
It is.
Wow.
That is
Nice.
And all the beads are there.
I never find.
I mean, that's good. But you know, these, okay, so some of these can go for big money.
right.
I sold one that was not, okay, I think it wasn't vintage. It was like, it was older, probably from the 90s or 2000s. And it was just a little beaded martini glass purse. And it sold for like 20 something dollars, 26, maybe something goofy. And I have one more thing to show you guys. I'll show you this and then I'm going to go through my baby doll stuff because you guys are going to get a kick out of this next thing that I found in the garbage.
Pretty.
That's nice.
Isn't that great? This
That
one's
is
got the
great.
little mother of pearl,
Yes.
and I thought there was a
I think
brand
all that's
in
going
this
to do
one.
well on Poshmark.
Yeah.
Handmade in Hong Kong. Okay, and then this one is really pretty too, with all the silver.
Yeah.
So we'll see how these ones go, but take a look at this guy. Do you guys remember these? Now let's hope I don't fall on the way over to the
Bless you.
Is that one of those lights?
Yes, with the waterfall that like makes noises and
Oh,
bird
yeah.
sounds. Do you remember that? Those? Can you see
I
it, guys?
do.
Kind of
Yeah,
a glare.
those are.
And it works. It works. I dug it out of the trash. It works. And I just don't know if I'm now, but it is so great.
How much do those go for?
I was looking yesterday and I seen anywhere from 80 to 100, but I think we decided to go high, probably 125. I'll list it. Only thing is that see these like these little knobs right here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have 3 of them. I'm missing one. And they look like that.
And what's their purpose?
They're just decorative. It's holding the glass on, really. You know, I mean,
Oh,
the plug part is there, but there's like a little cap that goes over the screw. And that's what it is. It's a cap. So I have them. And they're supposed to just, you know, slip on over so that you can open it to get into the insides if you need
screws,
to.
right.
You know, so I guess I'll just leave them off, let the person know that I have them. And yeah, this thing is beautiful. I almost want to keep it for myself. But I don't know what
Very
the hell I'm
nice.
going to do with it.
That way, Lori.
It is.
I mean, you're carrying it around like it's nothing, so it can't be that heavy.
Well, Beth, I am a strong woman.
I'm a strong
Hold on, let me weigh it.
woman.
I wouldn't go with the independent part, but I'll go with strong. Here. It is 11 pounds.
Shoo.
That is heavy. Not boxed
Yeah.
or padded or anything. Yeah.
That's okay. I am really shocked at our shipping rates down here because I sold those lamps remember those big lucite lamps that were like 20 something pounds a piece? It cost me $40 to ship both.
Wow.
FedEx. Yeah. So
FedEx,
I'm not shying away from anything heavy. And then, like I said, we bought all those bicycles and it was $70 to ship a bike pretty much anywhere.
Wow.
So I don't know why. I just like it. Just don't change, right?
No.
Okay, well, there's my finds, guys.
That was nice. She finds boutique-y stuff where I find $10 plush.
I know.
And I found Rebel another pair of shoes if she wants these.
Wow.
They're really good. They're thin. They're
Never
like a
heard of it.
Birkenstock. So you'll probably be getting these bad lads in the mail. I could probably sell them. There's just a couple things that I'll send them to you. I don't want to deal with them with somebody else. And if you like them,
Have my shoes. Look. Fit me shoes.
yay! Do they fit you?
They fit me like a glove. I've got them
love
on
it.
down here because they're nice. They've got that
Aren't they
comfort
cushy?
sole. They're cushy.
Good.
Yes.
I'm glad they
That's the
weren't
word.
dry rotted or something goofy. I was worried about that. I'm like, oh my gosh. No, I found them and I'm like, who's got the small feet? Rebel's got the small feet.
Very small feet.
It's hard when you wear sixes to find, it really is. My mom is a 5.5. She never can find shoes out. So,
Well, Lori,
but these,
Lori, I wanted to say, as you're doing all these purses, that when I did that consulting with that woman yesterday, she was great and she was super organized and she had this giant bin of purses. And then she said this without me having to say it to her, which I thought was great. So she said her mother-in-law lived in China for a long time and she would buy stuff, but she didn't care if they were knockoffs or not. So she realized on her own that probably 3/4 of these are knockoffs, and she even understood that she couldn't sell them. So
that's good.
I was so grateful that I wasn't the one who had to say to her, like, yeah, that's a gold mine, but it's trash.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's my thing. That's what stops me is because I don't know purses.
Oh, I love them. So remember, Rebel, the other day you asked me what I was going to get into if I had quit selling clothes. Shoes.
Shoes are big.
Shoes. I do a lot of shoes. And I've gotten a system down to where I can store them, properly and find them and all of that jazz. So I think it's more than clothing. I'm going to focus on shoes. I find a lot of designer stuff down here. And so 1 or 2, 3 things a month clothing wise, I'm good with, but I have so much and I don't want to, I find a better return on my investment with other things here. I want to let these clothes move out and then do some more. But I do like vintage collectibles and I'm really good at picking it. Seems like the stuff I pick up sells. So toot. I do want to get into that a little bit, but shoes and bags are where it's at, girls, and underwears and bras. Vintage.
I bought bras. In fact,
I
I think it's coming in my video. I'm like, Lori, look what I bought. And it's some women's vintage bras.
I've never found them.
I had some, Noelle sent me some bras and I had a woman, you guys got to see my feedback on eBay. It's hilarious. She bought 4 of the same, 4 bras. They were the same size. She was so stinking ecstatic that she found those bras. You would have thought that I made her whole entire life. All 4 feedbacks are different, handwritten from her. Thank you so much. I look for these bras everywhere. It's so funny. But they're a big deal, when they go on Victoria's Secret, they discontinue stuff all the time. And so they're quality stuff. Sometimes you can get used bras really nicely used and still flip them for, like I said, my cost of goods on bras is $2 and $1. So for $19, it can go all day long,
And where are you sourcing those from, Lori?
Anywhere. everybody better watch out if I come over. I'm getting in your drawers. No, look at Rebel's face. I'm just kidding. But the Salvation Army, and like I find a lot of stuff with tags, and and I know the Victoria's Secret bras to look for that are discontinued.
Okay.
And if I find them and they're in good shape, I grab them and then I lock them up and sell them, But yeah, I do good with those.
Somebody's
good with the
asking,
bras.
let's see.
I suppose I could look
Online
at
estate sales. A lot of people use high bid for their online estate sales. I think Net Estates or somebody, Estate Nets might do it also, but I've only experienced high bid. And what it is they just either do individual items, and it's all based on what the auction company wants to do. Every one of them is different. Some of them sell and ship. Others of them, it's all you have to be there during a certain period to pick up. But, check into high bid. I know the Nurse Flipper has a whole thing on.
Yeah, I did one of her subscription, her subscription on her channel.
The membership.
I did a membership so that I could get on and see, and have her help me with high bid. And she does that on Saturdays for her members. And she's phenomenal. I don't know how she does it. That woman will stay on the freaking computer for 8 hours helping her people, like at night after she's done worked all day. So I appreciate it. I remember telling her it was like 10 o'clock and she's in Florida too. And I'm like, Kat, if it's too late, let's do it at a different time. She's like, nope, I got 2 people after you. I'm like, okay, sister. But she helped me find a lot of stuff, even though I didn't keep up my end of the deal of going back. Like I put a bid on and then I didn't watch it like a ding dong and lost them all. But this is a good caveat into that haul sale thing I was telling you guys about.
Yes.
So I'm excited about that because that's what ThreadUp used to be for me, is when I didn't sell all of my stuff or overstock or stuff I didn't want to sell, I would box up and send to ThreadUp. And then they got hip to square that us resellers were making money off of them. And that was a no-go. So they changed the prices and just did a whole bunch of different stuff and kind of kicked us all out of there. In fact, this is so funny because I just found all of these labels for my boxes. Like I would pre-print labels, and at the end of the month, I'd have 2 boxes ready to go. If that stuff didn't sell within the 3 months that I allowed it, blah, blah, blah. That was my system. And it worked. It worked for a really long time. It was good. And sometimes I get more money from ThreadUp selling it than I would, and then, so anyways, and then Flip came along. And now Flip's idea was to do this in the beginning. And then they went cattywampus and tried to do everything.
Right.
Listing, delisting, this, that, the share, the this, the that. And God bless them, but they did too much right out the door.
Yeah.
So this place now, it looks like they're just sticking with what they know. And that is the resellers marketplace, a place you can go and list your death pile lots, or, anybody can to sell to us resellers. So it's reseller to reseller. You know what I'm saying? It's not like the local, somebody just buying a lot of stuff. We know what we're getting into. And I like that there is a site now specifically for us to run to. And I have a men's lot I'm getting ready to throw up. And it's auction. So next week I'll have a little bit more of a
understanding
idea. Yeah, because it's new and I don't like to jump on the bandwagon of anything, because again, you never know, but I think they got it figured out. And I think if anybody's looking for to get rid of stuff in bulk, we all have that stuff. They even give you, how eBay gives you a price suggestion. They'll do that for you. They have where you can manifest your lots, or you can just sell it as one group. You can put videos in your listing. They really have it structured right. And it's so nice that it's built by a reseller. So she knows, she knows how we work. So I suggest everybody, I look at it and see what y'all think, all kinds of stuff on there too to buy. So that would be a good place to look if you're looking for inventory as well.
My question for you, Lori, is if it's reseller to reseller, then you know what people need to be able to buy something in order to make a profit.
Yep,
So
and that's what's important.
Can't be making a lot of profit on it yourself through wholesale.
Well, yes, I know I am. Even if I sell it at $3 or $5, I'm still making money.
Okay.
So, because
You've
that's
got
what
it.
I mean. Like, right.
Yeah.
When I would buy bulk from ThredUp or bulk or go to the bins. So
Right.
I know that me selling an item for $3 is still, it's basically closing out the item, but I'm getting my dollar back. You know what I mean?
Right. Yes.
So, and it's not that much work. I'm not going to, steam and press everything like I would. And in fact, I don't know if I'm going to do a manifested listing unless it's a lot of stuff that's flawed, where I need to like specifically say, because I have some dresses that, if somebody could sew a couple beads on, it'd be a couple $100 dress, but I'm not doing it right now.
Right.
So,
All right.
but then.
Uh-oh.
She's talking about
Wholesale.
HAULSALE, wholesale.
She made a post in the Facebook group. So just go in and search Lori Jean and you'll find her post about it.
Have
This
a
is
good
me.
day. Shannon's leaving. I'm going to say goodbye to Shannon. Noelle just came in. It's a good time to say hello to Noelle. I don't know if we missed anybody else. It's hard. Have a good day, Shannon. Good luck at the auction or picking up your stuff at the auction.
Yay.
Noelle.
Share some pictures in the Facebook group.
Yeah.
Definitely. I went over here and I copied the site, but it's two different mice, so I can't post it. I'll have to go in here and get it because I'm such a dingbat.
Yeah. So
But
they've only been up for a little while, wholesale.
yeah, I've never heard of them till Lori started talking.
Yeah, I get emails from them regularly. Because I source myself at the bins, I know that I'd be paying more than I would already be paying. So in a way, wholesale reminds me of people like Donatello Bottolino, because that's essentially what she does is she buys a bunch of stuff inexpensively and then sells them in her YouTube auction. So people who've been in the Facebook group and I don't know that we have any of them in the chat today, but who are looking for ways to source when they can't get out of the house. Things like wholesale and Donatello Bottolino and Auctions for You. And she works with Donatella. Those are how to source if you can't get out.
You live in a remote area.
Right.
That's why I'm excited. That's definitely why I'm excited
Right.
for it, because it's definitely feast or famine here. I mean, I'll go in and find a whole bunch of stuff, and then it'll be months where I'm just dry. So I'm excited about it because I know that I have stuff to contribute, and I'm just hoping that it keeps it going. I'm really excited, actually. And I worked so hard last night on my StreamYard to figure. I was trying to record my process. I don't know what to do.
How far are your bins, Katrina?
So anyways, guys, I will let you know. I'll give you a.
Yep. And then if you post a video on your thing, then share it in the group.
Okay.
That way, everybody can go in and see the experience through your eyes.
Thank you. I pretty much, I think I have it. That's why I haven't gotten any of this done yet, because I want to do it all. I want to record it, but I have some questions. I have some questions for the man behind the curtain.
Oh, yeah. He's upstairs working on my video. We're trying to
don't worry.
ahead.
I'll find him later.
Oh, yeah. We're trying to get a few ready because we're leaving.
I'm gonna
like
sneak up on him.
7 o'clock.
What do you
tomorrow.
have going on? What's going on?
The Highway 127 sale.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Rub it in.
You're such a brat. You sure you're not related to Robert?
I don't know.
I'm kind of jealous since I'm driving 11 hours and I will get to do nothing because first of all, I don't want to stop if I'm driving 11 hours unless I have to pee. I'm not stopping. You know, we get gas and pee, and that's it. We don't stop. We bring lunch. We don't stop.
I'm a lollygagging son of a gun when I'm traveling. Every gas station.
5 o'clock in the morning, we'll leave. The goal is to get there by 4 o'clock, so we have time to shower and make it to dinner. I'm not getting a really good answer, shockingly, from my 24-year-old about what the dress code is at the golf club. So, you know, Jared said, you know, my son says, oh, whatever you want to wear, Mom. I'm like, well, you know, he's 24 and he's a cook. I'm not sure he knows.
And he's a guy. Guys can get away with wearing whatever.
Right.
So, you know, it's one of those things where I'm going to have to like overpack. The cool thing is that this it's not a bed and breakfast, this inn that we're staying at, they've only owned it for a year, and they don't have the kitchen. They haven't remodeled the kitchen yet. So we can't eat at the inn, but the golf club is a mile down the road until they give you a voucher. And we can just go to I didn't know that any food was even provided.
So wait, is this part? Are you going to the 127 too?
I wish.
Oh, no. I was about to say, you even got a bed and breakfast for it? Rub it in even more.
No, I'm going to see my middle child.
Okay. All right. You're okay then.
He doesn't communicate. He only shares information on a need-to-know basis, and he never thinks we need to know. And so we are driving to Pennsylvania to visit him.
So Mama can feel better.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, but
I'm having that feeling soon too. I need to get up north and see my son, having the mama son.
Where is he?
He's in Chicago.
So it was kind of cute. So he said, when I said to him, well, how about we come to you? It's also his birthday. And I said, how about we come to you? And he said, oh, I've been so homesick. And then he said, no, I'm not. I'm just parent sick.
Aww. There you go. There
He's
you
hungry.
go.
No, I'm just kidding.
Aw,
that's really sweet.
So, but it's a lot.
Gotta take those when you get them, right? When they say them, just take them and hold on to it.
So I have 3 children. My oldest is 28. He calls and or texts me. Without exaggerating, I would say 25 times a week. Then my middle son, it can be 2 months. And then finally I'll send him a text and I'll say, if I do not hear from you in 2 hours, I am sending the police to your house to do a wellness check. Boom! I hear from him immediately because he does not want the police at his house. Trust me. And then my youngest one is 22 and he lives at home. But yeah, my oldest. Yeah, I don't need to know like every single step of his life. He called me last night to tell me he was on his way home from practice. And I'm like, great. Good. And he has a girlfriend that he lives with. I mean, he has someone to talk to, you know, and I'm like,
oh, I bet she loves that.
She does it too.
Oh, great.
She does it to me too. It's the weirdest
well,
thing.
then that's good then, Beth.
Robert texts me all the time, and we're in the same house at the same time. Because I'm here and he's
again. Right?
But
oh, funny.
My saving grace for the Highway 127 sale, because I plan nothing. It's like, okay, let's just go.
Okay, right.
Is the
right.
Trading Post Pickers did an Airbnb, and they've invited us to go stay with them. So now I have. Yeah, thanks.
You know, I've been known to go fly on a plane.
It's gonna be fun.
Gosh, I'm so I cannot wait. You know what? I should make that a what do you call goal?
A goal.
Something?
Yes.
To do next year.
Other than the 100-mile yard sale that I usually do with my sisters, this is my first of going out and doing something like this.
That is
But
so
it's
fun.
the same thing, right, Rebel? I mean, it's like the same thing as the 100-mile yard sale.
This one's bigger. I think this might be one of the biggest because it's from Michigan to Alabama.
Oh.
Yeah, but everybody's converging on Crossville. You know, I'm going to this YouTube thing for the
Crossville is where?
Tennessee,
Oh,
which
okay.
is like 3.5 hours for me.
Too bad it's not going to be in Pennsylvania.
No.
I know. I mean, maybe I could go visit Jocelyn. You know, I could just contact Jocelyn and Dagny and be like, hey, I'm going to be in Pennsylvania. You have no idea who I am. How about I come and visit you?
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll get a response.
That works out. That'll work out.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's like, hey, I'd like to see the new baby. Mind if a complete stranger stops in? So for those of you who have never been to Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania is enormous. And you get on the, whatever you call it, interstate, and you just drive forever and ever and ever and ever. And then when you think that you're almost there, there's a sign that says 350 miles more. You're like, oh my God. And then by the time we arrive, I don't want to talk to the other person in my car. I'm done. And I can't. I have to be like friendly this time.
Social. Got to be social. That's like Tennessee. I live on the farthest corner to the east. And Robert said this before in a previous live. It's faster for us to drive from here to Canada than it is from our end of Tennessee to the other end of Tennessee.
How far? That can't be.
Yeah, it's forever to get to Memphis, which is the other end of the state.
Really? I think Pennsylvania is about, I could be wrong. I'm not good at geography. I think it's about 7 or 8 hours across.
That's about, I think Tennessee, it's 8 hours, I think, just to get to Memphis.
Now I can be in Canada in 3 hours. I think I can be in Canada in 3 hours. There you go. Canada is closer in a straight line by about 12 miles. That's crazy.
Yep. Not that I want to go.
We've got you beat in mileage, though. If you go from where Lori lives all the way to like Pensacola, it's probably, I don't even know, like 24 hours or something. I don't know, crazy. That's probably not that much, but
it's a lot.
It's a trip. Yeah.
See, I live in such a small, New Hampshire's a tiny state. So, yeah, I can be in Maine in about 25 minutes, and I can be in Massachusetts in 40 minutes, and Maine, Massachusetts, Vermont, in 2 hours, I can be in Vermont. So we'll be in Vermont, New York, and Pennsylvania.
That's like Hawaii. I think barring traffic, it was like an hour from one end of the island to the other end of the island because it's
but
not
that's just
really
one
big.
island.
Yeah.
So if
but
you
the
want,
big island,
that big.
Yeah, the big island is big.
Okay.
That's the island of Hawaii. It's huge. We went there and it's just, for the most part, you have towns and then you have lava fields.
Oh, Noelle is yelling at us all again. Yelling at us.
We're being rude to her. I thought I've answered a lot of questions.
Oh, you have. Hey, Ray, I'll have to take a picture of myself dressed appropriately and put it in the Facebook group. My son was at a wedding and they had, like, it was a whole event wedding, like several different events over this long weekend. And they were invited to one thing that they were told was casual formal.
Casual formal.
Yeah, thank you, Lori. Kind
of like me.
Thank you.
You're cute.
Casual formal.
Casual formal. And I was like, wear a golf shirt and a nice pair of pants, and then in your car put a suit coat and a button-down shirt in case you're uncomfortable and everybody else is wearing that and you need to. casual formal.
Lori, are you
Yeah.
actually going to go up and see Noelle? She says you're coming to see her.
I want to. That's the plan. I as soon as I can get some time, I'm gonna go up there and do some selling. I want to go give her a hand moving stuff and organizing and all of that fun stuff. And I've just got to get away for a little bit. I live in vacation zone.
Right.
But why not go to somewhere that's completely opposite, right? Pretty chilly. Not Chicago chilly. The only reason people live in Chicago is because they work there. Nobody wants to live there. People want to live in the Pacific Northwest.
Right? I don't know how to break this to you, and I know that I'm a weirdo, but I count down the days from Memorial Day until Columbus Day. I despise every day in between that. I do not want the warm weather.
I love it.
Better. I cannot wait for summer to be over. So, yeah, I hate it.
Robert asked us a question. He's editing a video. And
so
he has to remove some audio. Should he add background music?
No.
Well, if there's no audio, it's fine.
What? Really throw me off there. I'll just be dancing and singing.
I don't see a problem with that. As long as because I've watched people do a video where they're talking and they have music in the background. No, turn that off. If you're trying to talk,
that I can't
don't
do that.
have music
I can't
in the
watch
background. But if there's no audio at all, I don't see anything wrong with.
Why can't you do a voiceover?
That's true. That would be good.
We actually are trying to put out our first video, which has maybe our second, that has actual yard sale footage.
Right.
But like there's a whole part where there were children, and my rule is no children. I don't even want their voices. So he took the noise out. So now there's just this lull.
Well, let's hear from Robert, the man behind the curtain. And Robert, do a voiceover and tell us what you're looking at.
Right.
That would be fun. It cracks a joke.
I've agreed to wear the GoPro this weekend. So
all right.
Oh, wait. So Cheryl has a question that I want to answer because I'm feeling so amazed with myself today. The answer is yes, Cheryl. You can cut down a USPS box. That's not a flat rate box. I just cut down a shoe box this morning because...
Or you can go bigger.
Or you can go bigger. But
or you can put 3 shoe boxes together.
I sold something this morning that was just plain dumb. It was one of my original listings, and it was a painting that I somehow listed as selling in a USPS envelope. A painting. Oh, no. Well, the great news was that the person who bought it is in Maine, which, as I mentioned, is right next door to me. I was able to pay like 25 cents more and put it in a shoe box. But it's I think it's tiny. It's like 8 by 6. And the only way to keep it under £1 was to cut down the shoe box. So I've only done it like 3 or 4 times, and I was absolutely terrible. I mean, it looked like a kindergartner did the boxes that I mailed last week. And I don't mean a good kindergartner. I mean one who doesn't know how to use scissors. And so today I did one, and I finally figured it out. And I'm out there. I'm like so proud of myself. So
based on your story this morning, I told myself the next time Robert does any cutting down, I'm going to make a compilation video of all the ways he cuts down boxes for me. And that way people can see.
Yeah.
But this is the tool that everybody needs to get. If you're going to want to cut down boxes, this is a box resizer. And it's just nifty because I have it upside down.
Rebel does have this listed in her affiliate
It's
link.
amazing because it makes it pretty. You know, if you cut lines down the side of a box and then you try to serrate it with a knife or whatever, it's still... With this thing, you know, you just hook this to the edge of the box.
Yeah.
And then it's got this thing and you just hold it and it makes the perfect little serrated lines. And I'm terrible at it.
When you say you mean Robert.
Yeah, Robert. I had to do it last week once, and it was just like, it would slip and move, but I could get better at it if I did it more often.
So
I think that's a good thing to get before Q4 is what I'm saying. And I know that you have an affiliate link. So if that's the one that you guys still like, I think
Yes.
that, you know, I posted in the Facebook group and somebody else posted in the Facebook group. I think 3 of us did that. We've just gotten large shipments of USPS boxes. And so I think what I should do is get myself a box resizer tool because it's such a pain to do it by hand. Oh, Lori.
That's beautiful.
Get another fireplace.
That is nice.
Wow.
Which brand is that one?
It's
This one I
plastic.
think is made in Marks. And then this is really cool too. But this is, I think it says Ideal.
Ideal.
It's a little
No,
walker
Ideal.
stroller. Isn't that cute?
That is adorable.
This one is made in the USA.
Yes.
Well, I got a whole bunch of stuff in here, huh? Holy Christmas.
Before we get too close to being done, I was what I was doing was figuring out my stats. I had them partly done, and I was just finishing adding some stuff. I just wanted to. This is something we do on BookTube. We like at the end of every month, we sort of do our stats, and so I thought I would share really quick because y'all know I'm the newbie in the group, and I don't know how many of y'all are in the comments. Anybody out there who's been reselling less than a year? Is there anyone? So I started out when I took over our eBay store in September. I said, I'm going to do 5 listings a day. Well, I maintained that for less than a month because I was too new. And I kept then I was so mad at myself because I couldn't keep up with the pace because I didn't know what I was doing. So in June, I said, okay, I am going to list one thing every day, just one thing, and get good at that. So I did. And, I didn't have a lot of sales, but so then I thought, okay, I will, for as long as I can, I will just up it once a month. So in July, I listed 2 things every single day. And so on July 30th, I was telling my daughter, I was like, I can't decide if I'm ready to go up to 3 or if I just want to stay. I said, I've got my 2 done. I'm going to go work on some drafts so that I, am like ready to keep going. So I came in here and I sat down and I got a draft ready and I hit send and I was like, or I hit list. I was like, oh,
Yes.
talk on it. So now that's my 3rd one today. And it was already the 30th. And I thought, okay, I guess that's my answer. I'll just go ahead and start now and do 3 every day for August. So for the month of July, I listed 64 things. So 2 a day.
Good job, Elizabeth.
And then 3 a day, so 2 extras. And I had 27 sales, so almost 1 a day it averaged.
Yeah.
And then what I just went back to do was looking at my listings, like what, and kind of how it looked of my 64 listings, 8 things that I listed in the month have already sold. And a few things that I listed in June already sold. But it's so true that you sell what you list because
right.
I had 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 31 of my listings were books or book related. I mean, there was some homeschool stuff and there was a couple of things that wouldn't go media mail, but it's still basically books. And of the 27 sales, 18 of them were books. So the majority of what I listed was also the majority of what I sold, which is interesting. And it kind of also, it continued that. Like I listed 9 toy items and I sold 4 toy items. I listed 3 home good type items and I sold 2. Scrapbook stuff, which I haven't really been listing. I found 1 odd thing and I listed it and I sold 3 scrapbook things because I have a lot of that listed. I listed 3 DVD sets and I sold 4. For the first time, I started listing postcards, and I've listed 3 postcards, and I've already sold 1. I mean, not for a lot, but
you know what, Lizzie? 2.
Yeah.
Noelle keeps her ephemera in a file cabinet.
That's a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sharing it with you because I thought it was brilliant.
Yes.
It is.
She keeps them in like this, so she uses SKU or
Is it like
whatever
hanging
on the
files? Is that what you're
folders.
saying?
Yes. Yep. On the folder. So she puts the, whatever number, letter, whatever on the folder, and then files like that. I was thinking about that for you.
That's awesome.
That's what I'm looking for at a yard sale now is just a 2-drawer one. I don't want anything huge, but just a 2-drawer one to put my ephemera in, because I find that the toughest. I definitely think that that's the most difficult to keep organized
Right.
without a system.
And you can just
Well,
start
I have
with a
stuff
banker
too
box,
that I haven't.
until you
Right. I have stuff that I haven't listed. I have all these, like, what are they? Vintage. I think I showed you guys those, like, rub off decal stickers. I have a whole stack of them, but it's like I don't want to put them in a box. And then I saw that, I'm like, holy cow! Okay, so now I'm going to use my file system over here and then get all that stuff done. I like to have it where I can get it. Plus, I have more of that stuff to list too.
And then the other thing
that's good, Elizabeth. Very, very good.
I did another thing that was life-changing finally. And this is the kind of thing that I like go to sleep. As I'm going to sleep, I'm thinking, okay, this is what I want to do. And then when I wake up, I'm laying there thinking, okay, this is what I want to do. I finally did. I got out in my garage. And the funny thing is, I keep thinking this is a thing that's going to take me all day to do. It took about 2 hours for me to do what I did. So I had all this just mess of junk that was stacked in a big mound in the middle of the garage. I pulled it all out and I made aisles in my garage of just the stacks of bins. I had some free shelving that's not worth anything, but I can still utilize it until I get something better. And the thing that I'm so excited that I did was I lined up, one of my aisles is 4 card tables, and I took some of that stuff that was piled up and I stuffed it under the card tables. And then one of my aisles that I already had established is just books that need to be sorted. They're like stacked up in boxes and bags and whatever. So right next to that is my row of card tables. So I can sort books on my long row of card tables. And the stuff that's under it is stuff I'll deal with later. But right on the other side of that is also some shelves, empty bookshelves, where if I have books that I want to just put in the shelves, I can.
Right.
So it's just like I go out there and I'm just like, I'm just so happy.
Isn't it nice? It's such a good feeling when everything, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I know that.
And I organize my boxes by size. So I have like 2 boxes of boxes that are like, good. And then the really oversized ones are way up high. And then just random pieces of cardboard are in another box. And I mean, it still looks like a mess, but it's my mess. And I know.
Right. There you go.
Organized chaos.
Yes.
I'm just going to answer Katrina's question because it was for Robert. Katrina, Robert will send you a link. And it's literally the easiest thing in the world to be on the live. You click on the link, it will bring you to StreamYard, and you make sure that the mic is on. That's what I did wrong last time. You make sure that you're not muted, and that's it. It's literally the easiest thing.
And Katrina,
I had that too in the beginning, Katrina. I thought it was an app. Don't worry.
It's not.
I thought it was an app, and I needed to have it. And do you know that I looked for that app for like 24 hours? So I even think I said it on our live once. I don't have the app.
I don't know how the rest of them get their link, but I always have Rebel email me mine because that's easier on the computer. If she texts it to me, then I can only pull it up on my phone, or I have to copy and paste it. So I
copy and paste it, send it to myself. But now I get it from my email too, and I just it's easy.
And Beth, I have Beth's phone number, but I just send it to her on Facebook. So.
Facebook Messenger. That's the easiest for me is Facebook.
Right.
So I should say, so I don't want to get negative again, but in addition to all this fun that I had on eBay on Monday, my Netflix account got hacked.
Oh, jeepers.
And I know that because it was now in Lima. And I don't know if you can tell, but A, I don't speak Spanish, and B, I do not live in Lima. So I got that all fixed on Sunday night late. And then on Monday, it got hacked again. So what I figured out was that it was actually my email that was getting hacked. So they were getting into my email, and then because they had my email, they could go in and change all these passwords. So in addition, on Monday yes, Robert, use a password manager. I'm definitely working on that. That is my goal. Thank you, Robert.
The peanut galleries.
Thank you.
Right
I
in the
don't
chat.
use a password manager. I don't want all my passwords to be in one place where somebody could hack into that one thing.
There you go. I know that scares me. I want to
and my
write all mine down
husband
and keep it in a shoebox.
No, my husband uses one, and what I found out is that the one he uses, that he's been using the free version. If we use the paid version, which is like super duper cheap, we can do it together for all of our stuff. And I'm trying to remember how much it was going to. It's like nothing, like maybe $100 for a whole year or something like that. And the amount of time. That's what my husband uses.
Yeah, right. So that's what they use.
Yes. So, thankfully, all they did was hack my Netflix, because there's everything in my email. I mean, there's the stuff from my financial advisor, from my, our Morgan Stanley accounts. Like, there's a lot in my email. So it really, my husband is always super careful. If the kids say, "Hey, Mom, what's the password for whatever?" I got luck, because God forbid they would ever pay for their own Netflix or something like that. And I will text it to them. And my husband is always like, "Beth, call them. Give that kind of information on the phone." And so I'm telling you, I learned some lessons this week.
Yep.
As we used to say to our kids when they played baseball, it's been a character building week.
Yeah.
I have so much character now.
I like the password keeper, like on my phone. Make sure if you've got stuff like that on your phone, that your phone automatically locks.
Yeah.
If somebody was to get into your phone and to get into everything. But, I can just do a fingerprint and it gives me my password for everything. Yeah. And I love that because
mine is my face. Ooh.
I wish our phone used to be our other phone.
I wonder when I get my eyes done, it'll still recognize me, Too funny.
Now that you're so old, Lori, now that it's your birthday and you're so old.
I'm 43 today.
Oh my goodness. That's old.
You don't look 43.
Oh, thank you very much, darling.
You're just a baby. Just a baby.
I'm liking this age.
Are you doing anything for your birthday, Lori?
I don't know. I'm gonna go get some plants. I think go fart around in my garden, on my deck garden. I'd like to get out on the water, but it's storming like crazy here. Well, off and on. So we had a big storm move through last night, and I just keep hearing thunder. So I don't know if I want to run from the rain out on the water. The last time we did that, we have a sailboat, and we had our mast up, and we were out in the Gulf. And we saw the clouds changing, and we're like, okay, maybe we should just get out of contents and just shoot straight out and get away from it. Well, when we got out away from it, Chris looked at me with the biggest eyes I've ever seen. He doesn't get scared. He's always he looked at me and he did this to my head. He pushed my hair down. And then all of a sudden I started hearing this buzzing noise. Oh, it was our mast. Yes, it was our mast. And so it turns out it scared the shit out of us. We literally thought we were a lightning rod, and my hair is going like this. Thank God I didn't see it. I would have passed out if I would have seen my hair sticking up. So we got the mast down and everything else, and we're sitting there and we're like, oh my God, shaking because it was humming. It sounded like your microwave oven. And then when we got home and researched it, apparently that's a good thing because that means our mast is grounded. Oh. I don't think anything about that being a good thing. That buzzing noise I heard, it was the scariest thing because you see lightning in the over there, and then you have this big long pole, and you're in the middle of the water. There's nothing around you, and you hear humming. It's not a good way to be. It's not a good not a good afternoon. So my hair, I found out why he did that when we got home. He didn't tell me when we were on the boat why he was pushing my hair down. till we got home. And he's like, your hair was standing straight up. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, my goodness.
So, you know, rain pops up a lot around here. So
we can't water. We can't water around here. We're in a drought again. And, and we're on a well. Everyone is, we don't have, you all must think, I'm telling you, you all need to come and visit me sometime. So, because you all must think I live in a cabin, like as a hermit. It's really not like that. I mean, I can get to cities. In New Hampshire, we don't really have cities, but we're all on wells. And so my well shouldn't ever go dry. So if you don't know anything about wells, you can have a dug well, which is not good. And you can have a drilled well, which is good. So we have a drilled well, thank goodness. But this is, I think, our third year of drought, which is extremely unusual for the Northeast. So we can't. I can water like my plants, you know, like my vegetables, but not.
Right. Well, I got my I have a pineapple that is ready to be picked that I've been growing for 2 stinking years, and it is so lovely. Lovely.
Cool. And you just get one? You just get one pineapple?
Just one, and then it shot off 2 little babies, and I put them in a pot hanging. So they're just like these little guys, but the other one is absolutely stunning.
Wow.
When we're ready to go, when we're ready to say goodbye, let me all walk out there and show you guys before we leave.
Yeah, you know, pineapples is a labor of love. We had to put a little fence around ours because the dogs would chase the lizards into the pineapple tops and just ruin the pineapples. So we have, and every time we pick one, then we take the top and set it out so that we just keep, you know, perpetuating. But it takes, does take a long time to grow one. It's kind of a labor of love.
Saying they're in droughts. We are being covered with rain. I mean, it's been constant here. My driveway, which I have to walk across to get to the building, is just a mud pit because we've got major flooding in this area. I know Kentucky got hit bad.
Yeah.
Which I'm only like an hour and a half from Kentucky, so we've got tons of rain here, and I don't think they're done yet. It's been ridiculous. Oh,
and let's see if we can find the pineapple.
There it is.
Oh, there it is.
That's so funny to me. That's so cool.
Can you see it, guys?
Oh, yeah.
It's gorgeous.
It smells so good. So that was like 2 years of painstaking growing a pineapple. But it was from a store, and that's dragon fruit right there.
Wow.
I love dragon fruit.
I have a lot of fruit. Oh, is it hot out here?
So then,
sorry,
Lori,
guys.
Am I right in that one, like when you cut that one, you can still grow more out of that same one, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And then you can cut the top off that one and set it out, and then you'll have 2 plants. Yeah.
I'm excited about that. Yeah, I have papaya. I have a banana tree, little nana that I grew. I grew all my stuff from seed, or from a pod, and like the I didn't buy it like that. So it's really makes me so happy to see it actually doing something. Let me get back inside so I can say goodbye. Oh, gosh, is
My
it hot?
father-in-law has a banana tree. They're like little mini bananas, but so cute.
Yep. Okay. We used to grow all that kind of stuff when I lived in Hawaii. And I definitely, I used to see sugarcane and pineapples all the time and just didn't think that I would ever miss it until, all of a sudden.
I was so happy when that thing started sprouting up. I was so excited. And I have just babied it, moved it. I didn't expect it to do anything. Honestly, I didn't know. And all of a sudden, this little guy just popped up.
People are asking, Rebel, are you okay? Like, of the flooding?
Yeah, we didn't get flooding really in this area. I mean, there's probably some general areas that we always get flooding no matter what. But no, and I haven't heard from
Are you having a drought too?
No, we've been
flooded.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
They're still putting out videos. So I believe that Kayla's okay.
Yeah.
I have seen videos. So I think it's very, it's kind of specific to very
To the area. Yeah.
So yes, I would much rather have my drought than to have that. It's frightening to see those pictures coming out of Kentucky right now.
Yeah.
So,
and like where my parents grew up, which is in like Virginia, which isn't very far from here, I think they had some flooding issues, but nothing like Kentucky.
That's crazy.
We just want rain, and we get these forecasts that say we're going to get rain. And then yesterday I was driving home and it literally rained for approximately 2 minutes. And then that was it.
You got to be kidding me.
I ran to our post office the other day, and I live a mile from the high school. And then the post office is like 3 miles from there. By the time I got past the high school, I got into rain. Heavy rain. And by the time I came back, the rain stopped at the high school, and my house 1 mile away, nothing.
Oh, wow.
That was how specific the rain was here.
Yeah.
That's really crazy. So I know that not everyone was jumping on board, but there were some other people in Rebels Facebook group. So I'll just put it out there again to the people in the chat. So some of you saw that I had said, that I was tempted to go out to estate sales, and I didn't because I have so much.
Where's my kitty?
I'm in all honesty, I will state that on my way to the post office on Saturday, there was one yard sale in my town. We don't normally have yard sales in my town. And I stopped and I spent $20 and got 2 boxes of amazing vintage stuff. Not that I'm going to get rich, but it's like $20 that'll turn into like $250 easy.
Oh, great.
But there were a lot of people who said that Rhonda and Noelle said it, but then I think Noelle said she'd already broken it. But kind of like what Lizzie said, though, about Elizabeth, you don't want it to be a diet. Like, you don't want it to be that thing like, well, I fell off the wagon, so now I'm off. I'm going to spend $400 at an estate sale. You don't want it to be like that. But for me, I'm finding this like self-imposed slow down because I can't go to the bins again until the end of September. And so I'm finding it kind of nice going through piles of stuff. I know Rebel has piles and piles and piles, but I don't keep up. Like I'm not Rebel. I can't post 20 or 30 things a day. She's some kind of machine. But it's kind of nice to just go down, and I literally sometimes will go like to an old pile, a new pile of this, because I try my best. I don't know if anyone else does this, but when I'm listing, if I know I'm going to get 10 or 12 listings done that day, I try to make the first 3 something that I do not feel like listing. So I try and make them something so that later in the day when I'm more tired, somebody in the chat, I can't remember who now because it moved, had asked, like, what are you good at? But I know, so I'm a pretty low energy person. I've said that before. So I know that later in the day when I'm tired, I can list plush till the cows come home without that being exhausting. But man, posting dishes, I'm just like, ugh. And so, later in the day, I'm like, all right, now I get to do my plush, or all right, now I just get to do these little things that are easy for me.
See, I usually save up all my stuff. Like that's probably why I haven't done the doll furniture yet, because I was thinking I was going to get more.
Right.
Just kidding. but I like to save, like when I do lots, and I mean like whole bunch of women's dresses. Unless I know it's a really good, it's going to sell right away, I'll just save it. And then I do them all together. I'll just jam through like 100 things. But that's just my way. Otherwise, I can't do it. I'll be up and down. I can barely sit here and talk without zooming around. So it just keeps it. But you get in a groove when you're doing the same thing, And I like to sell everything, and I like to learn about everything. But boy, that does take your time,
Mm-hmm. Like
My
today.
thoughts on the. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say today I have been listing dishes for days, it seems like. Just blah, blah, blah. So today I went and got a bag from the Goodwill bin stuff that's just full of toys. And
See, and
that's
that's
what I'm gonna
fun.
focus on today. I'm gonna reward myself for doing these
Right.
daggone dishes finally and do what I like.
That's what I mean.
Mhm.
You know what I have too is a whole bunch of vintage light bulbs that I'm dreading, but I'm going to list them. It's just the worst. It's the worst. I tried to research them and I'm like, but they'll flip quick and they'll sell for good money. I just got to remember that.
Right.
And the Expo markers, I got a crap ton of Expo markers, vintage Expo markers that still work.
What about you, Elizabeth? You wanted to
Just in response to Rhonda's video, and good clickbait, by the way, Rhonda, if you're still out there, where she says, I've been banned, and she's just banning herself from going to thrift stores and stuff. So, but my husband did ask me a few months ago, he's like, please don't bring anything else home unless you're dealing with what you already have. So I've been doing better. And now that my garage is organized, but the way I look at it, I don't have to go out every Saturday and look for garage sales. But because books is my thing, there are certain libraries and stuff that have sales like twice a year. I'm not going to miss that library sale.
No, don't you miss that library sale.
Books to deal with. So that's what I did Monday. I was saying I had a fantastic day Monday. I went to Claremont, Florida, which is one of my favorite library book sales of the year. They have them twice a year. And if you go the third day of the sale, which is on Monday, it's fill a box for $5. And I usually, like when I was just buying for me, and I was buying things to like give people, I would fill one box. And the last one, a friend and I went and we split a box, and then I bought a box and she bought a box. So this time I went on my own and I got 3 full boxes. So I spent $15, but I probably got hundreds of books, and not all to resell. Some are for Little Free Library, some are to give people, just random stuff. But then I went to Goodwill, and they have almost done away. They don't even have a couple of shelves of books. But I found something for each daughter, and I found a taggy. I just looked briefly at the plush. I was like, I don't need to buy any more plush, but I saw that when it was sticking out at me and it had a really good sell-through rate. So I was like, okay, I'll get that. And then I stopped at one other library and where they have like books for sale on the honor system, and I picked up a few. But I just had such a good day. My husband was home, so I didn't have to take Emily. I didn't have to drag her around. And it was just a fun day of basically sourcing, just looking at books, and I loved it. So now I have my table set up so I can sort them, and I'm excited.
Did you watch that one girl that I was telling you about, Lizzie? How she has a good system for selling books. Back from Burnout.
Back from Burnout.
Yeah.
She really broke her system down on how she does her books, and it's great. It's great.
Yeah, I love her.
If I sold books.
From the US who does books is Katie Reeds, and we subscribe to each other. So she does just primarily books too, and so she's fun to watch. But anyway, that was it. I've checked off everything on my list that I wanted to talk about today. Now,
yeah, me too.
All right.
Me too. Oh no, I didn't. One more hint, y'all. Homeschool curriculum. If you're a homeschool curriculum seller, make sure you put priority as one of your choices for shipping, because I sold two this morning. They both picked priority shipping because we forgot to order something for RJ, and we had to order books yesterday. And, because last minute, they need these books. They paid up to get curriculum sent to them. Yeah. But I probably got the sales because I offered priority shipping in addition to the medium L, because they need it now. Now curriculum, put priority also.
I know.
How do you offer two different shipping?
You can easily. I do calculated shipping. So you can do priority and then it'll say additional. Then I do medium L. And almost everybody picks priority because they don't care how much it costs to ship it. They need it in 2 or 3 days.
Right.
'Cause school started today here.
That's so
Oh, wow.
crazy.
That's
I
so
did
nuts.
my legal stuff listed, so I was glad I got that done.
That always with medium, anything that you can sell medium out, always include first class if it's under a pound, priority, because not everybody worries about what the shipping cost is.
And
Okay.
if there was one thing, well, there'd probably be a million, but one of the things that I wish we could do more easily on eBay is to change shipping without having to cancel a listing. You know, so like 2 weeks ago when a woman contacted me and said, like, I need these Blaze and the Monster Machine cake toppers by Sunday. If I buy them, can you ship them today? And she was great too, because she also left me a message that said, I know you're not in control of the post office. So once it leaves your hand, I understand that, but could you at least ship them today? And I had to go in and, cancel I had to, change the listing, make it priority. I didn't have to cancel it, but change the listing, make it priority so she could go in and, buy it priority and I could ship it. And for the record, it got there in time and she left me feedback immediately. But it's such a pain that somebody,
especially if they've bought it already too, because then you need to go through PayPal to send them an invoice for the additional shipping or cancel it. But I prefer just to get the additional shipping through PayPal.
I had to last night I had to cancel a sale because in case anybody doesn't know this, so it was an international sale to Canada and she paid for it and then immediately texted me and said, oh, I didn't change my address on eBay. Can you ship it to this other address? Now, some people will do that in the United States, here. I won't even do it here.
Not anymore.
But you can't do it internationally especially because I ship through GSP. I can't tell GSP to mail to a different address. So I said, actually, I can't do that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel this sale immediately. I will relist the item, go in and fix your address on eBay, and then rebuy it. And she rebought it immediately and didn't wait for my sale to kick in and didn't send me an offer. So I actually made more money by doing that too. But, it's just, I was grateful because my sales, so last week my sales, it was like my best week of the whole year. It was kind of crazy. And then this week my sales have been dismal would be a good word, would be a kind word. And so, I'm so grateful for this $20 sale. And so to have to cancel it was just like, but no, it worked out. And, but yes, for those of you who don't know, don't ship to an address
That's not, yeah.
Yeah, because
there used to be a time that
Yeah.
eBay was okay with it. They would say, you've got the message in your messages,
Right.
You're covered. But then there was a point where they started saying, no, you're not
Right.
covered if you change the address. So.
And you can't do it internationally. Like there's
People
just
started
no
doing it as a scam, right?
Yeah, there was lots of scams going on, but just a lot of issues because people, just weren't doing it properly. And so, all right, ladies, it's been 2 hours. It's time for lunch.
Time flies, right? I'm starving. I was just about to get mean all of a sudden.
You were not.
I
was like,
angry.
So Lori, while I'm gone this weekend, do not come to my house and steal all my bras just because I'm not here.
Right.
Do not do that.
If you do come to her house, her husband can talk to you through the doorbell.
There you go. All right, girls. Ladies.
Bye.
It was good. Bye.
Bye.